Hello and welcome back to Nat Scraps. I hope you're having a wonderful day and you're ready for a little bit of scrappy fun. Today I'm combining a couple of different things. I'm combining a sketch from Scrapping Reflections and also the last bits that I have for my Skylark collection, which was the Bring Back My Pack for Close to My Heart in January. Yes, it's February. And yes, I'm running a bit late using the Skylark, but this I think is my 5th layout that I've created with the Skylark papers, and I've really loved it. And the 4th video. So if you're new to my channel, please go back, see what else I've created with that one, and then come back and keep going. I'm using some photos of my nephew's engagement party. No a big surprise there because I've been using them for quite a lot of my layouts lately. And as I said, the sketch is from Scrapping Reflections. Now I will pop some information down below. They are having Follow a Sketch February. And I have been meaning to get on board with this. I love 30 days of sketches and I had a ball with that. I know I'm probably not going to be able to complete the 30 days of sketches this time round. And I thought February I would get in and get sort of maybe 10 or so sketches done from this Follow a Sketch February from Scrapping Reflections, but I have not got there as yet. This is the first one I'm doing. So, you know, life. It's not going to get any better any sooner. So you can see the sketch up in the top left hand corner, and that is going to be day 11 of the Follow a Sketch February. As I said, there'll be links down below. This is my first time being over there, but gee, I've had a look through some of the different days and it's amazing. So if you haven't been there, go off and head. If you're coming from there and you're seeing me here, welcome, and I hope you'll stick around and see what we get up to here. I'm an Aussie scrapbooker. I love to play with a paper and I love to do, you know, just create. So I hope you will stay and hang around. Now, well, I've been blubbering. What have I been doing on screen? Let me see. I started by this sketch inspired me, not just because it's the 11th and it's the 11th of February today here in Australia, but because of all those circles, and in my Skylark, I had lots of circles left over in the stickers. So you see me pull all of them out and splatter them around. So that is going to be my base, but I realized very soon that just plain white cardstock wasn't going to cut it for this, and that I needed to put something behind those photos and my embellishments. So I've come in, this is the stencil that came with the Skylark kit, and I've popped that in. Now I use this in video 1 and video 3, I think. So if you're interested in seeing a bit more done with this stencil, please pop back and see some of those videos. They should be in a playlist somewhere. I've just added that where you see me mark around about where my photos are going to go, and I've just put that so that this should be peeking out onto the sides. Now I used 2 different colors just to give it a little bit of depth, a little bit of shape to it, and I hope that that will show through once we take off this stencil. I'm going to give that a little bit of a wipe, and then I am going to get on to putting this page back together. Now, if you have followed me, you'll know that I put my pages together probably 2 or 3 times over a layout. I tend to take things off. I tend to kind of get an idea of what I'm doing, then put things on, move them around, shuffle them a little bit, take them back off, stick them all down, yada yada yada. And that's just my process, and here on this channel I like to talk you through my process, let you know roughly what I'm doing and what's going through my head at the time. Now this layout, or this sketch I should say, had some numbers running up one side, and you'll see me kind of try to incorporate that and then move on and leave that little part on and move on to a different elements there. So I've got my photos. The other thing also is that I cut that the smaller photo down. It's not a 3x4 and it's just a random size. I just cut it to what I thought would look an okay shape and scale compared to that cake. Now, I would have loved to have kept the little shoes, her feet on the bottom of that photo, because she kind of kicked out a toe a little cute there when they had that little kiss. Now, this is where I'm thinking this embellishment cluster would work down that side in replacement for the numbers. And spoiler alert, for a couple of minutes time, I actually take that back off and do something different there. But I kind of thought that that would sit instead of that numbering, or what would be in the place of the numbering on the sketch. I love all the circles down the bottom, the way the circles in the sketch feel very moving, like it's got some kind of movement to it, and I will try to replicate that where I have the circles feel like they've just kind of splattered down and off to the side a little bit, and are kind of connected to my title on this side as well. Here I am just popping those circles back roughly where I think they are going to go, and it won't be very long now until I realize that that blue strip down the side just kind of doesn't work. I'd either have to take something else up the top on the right hand side or something. It was not quite working. So in a moment I will disassemble that little collection on the side there, and I will reuse it though, because I do like the way that stacked. That particular stacking was in the paper anyway. It was actually part of a corner of one of the larger pieces of paper, and so I'm going to take that and reuse it down the bottom. I thought I was doing that. I obviously am not, because I haven't moved it yet. I obviously wasn't happy with it, but I'm still persevering, and in a moment I will move that. Now, I do have quite a few bits and pieces left over this. I think I have a couple of larger pieces of cardstock that are sort of like over a third of a page, probably not half a page though. And I do have lots of little bits and pieces, and after I finished this layout, I made a heap of tags and embellishments and bits and pieces. Now, I've done plenty of videos on that. I did mean to record it, but I had girls in the cottage scrapbooking and thought I'd recorded it and hadn't. But I will show you a picture of all the little tags and bits and pieces that I had left, that I made from bits and pieces of scraps. I do like to use up my scraps at the end, and I know my girls are going to be doing these the 5 pages that I've made. I know there's 4 videos but 5 pages. That's completely confusing to even me, and they're going to be making them in a workshop, and all those tags and bits and pieces I'll just pop out so that if they want to do extra embellishments or have extra tags or a bonus page to go with the bits they have left over, they will then use them to help with those pages when they do their workshop in a few weeks time. So here I am, I've reassembled those little bits and I've moved them over to that right side. I'm now looking if I can use this little leftover bit of a frame. Again, that's a sticker that I had in one of the other layouts and I was using. I'm just going to see if it will stick in there and work. Now, I really liked the arrows on this one. It is like a little tab, but I'm going to cut it off because I've got on the right hand side of my photos there, I've got the arrows, so I figure bringing them and spreading them down through the other pieces will help to have that continuity of colors. And I was looking for something else that had a bit of that wood grain in it too. I did find one of the stickers to put on the other side, or I'd moved it, I had it on the right side and I moved it to the bottom. This is a sticker that says this is happiness. Now, I cut it into little pieces so that I could put it there. I know there's going to be a circle there a little bit later, so that will kind of connect into that circle, but I know I want it sort of on that side with the photo. I'm looking at titles at this stage. Now, this is going to be in an album with loads and loads of other engagement photos and wedding photos and all other jazz, and I'm thinking a simple title, cake. Doesn't say much, does it? We can pretty much tell it's a cake. But hey, words go with it. So that is what my title is going to be. Please make fun of me as much as you need. I agree that it's a pretty simple title. I will end up putting a couple of little bits at the start of that cake, because at the moment it kind of just goes into the title and the title kind of doesn't stand out at all, and there's no sort of start to that embellishment area along there. I will come in and correct that as I'm going. In a moment I will start to adhere those circles down. I think, what else am I doing? Oh, I am going to bring in, now this was a VIP special, a close to my heart VIP special ages and ages ago, and they are like a shiny die cuts on one side and they're not shiny UV coated on the other. I'm just bringing those in to help with pops of color through those circles. There's lots of buttons and little flowers and things in that sheet, and they will help with filling patches with that little sprinkling of circles across there, but also help with the pops of color that it needs, because at the moment it is quite just brown and white. So now I'm going to rearrange a few things, because as I see when I'm popping on the circles, I needed to move a few of those little banner pieces down so they stuck out a little bit, because otherwise they were fully covered. I think I still have to move one or two up here towards the end. And I'm putting a mixture of some foam tape and some normal adhesive onto the back of those, because the photos are already foam taped up, so we only need to pop foam tape where the photos sit overlap, where they overlap the photos sitting there. That, whatever that sentence was, that's what I meant. And then some of these are also going to get put down flat, tucked in underneath, so they look like there's lots of layers there of these circles, and gluing some of those in. In a moment we will have finished gluing all those little bits and pieces in. I would love to hear if you guys have been doing the Follow a Sketch February from Scrapping Reflections, if you'd heard of them, or you know, if you have done 5 layouts, 10 layouts, 15 if you have heard. Leave a comment, let me know. I really would love to hear what you're doing. Here I am just making that cake lettering just that little bit darker. It's a little bit light, gets a little bit washed out on the page. So just going over it with an alcohol marker and making it just slightly darker. Now the other thing here is that the wood grain is still going to show through slightly. It's not going to be completely as wood grainy as what it was, but it is still there in the background. I'm also going through and adding some stickers to balance out a couple of those little word stickers that are on the other side. So I had pulled Love This Person and Loved, which is not on there yet, but it's still sitting over on the side where my Puff Static Away pillow is. So these are really hard to get on, these words, because they're sitting over the photo, which is foam taped up, so it's higher, but I wanted them to hang off the bottom, which means I have to put a tiny little bit of foam tape around those tiny letters. I did manage to do it. I just cut my foam tape off and then cut it up the middle, and you can see it on the end of my finger there, and cutting small bits at a time helps as well. So it can be done. It is just that little bit more fiddly. It's probably not the most fiddly thing I've ever done, but it is still fiddly. Once I've got that on, we are very, very close to finishing. I hope that you will go and check out Scrapbooking Reflections. Check out all of the things that everybody has been making over there. There's some amazing layouts. I've watched a couple of videos and had a good look through the Facebook group. You do need to ask to join the Facebook group, but it doesn't take very long and for them to let you in, or what do they do, approve it or things like that. and it's a really great inspiration. And these ladies that do this, they don't necessarily get paid like to do put these things on. They do it for the community, so it's really good to go over and actually give them a bit of a shout out and a bit of support. Here I've just brought that wood grain up to the top of that photo by putting that little banner that says this happens, and that little bit of sticker that I leftover sticker I'd used from one of the other layouts just sits there behind it nicely. Having a bit of a clean up, and I'm very close to the end. I'm going to add a few splatters. I go all to the trouble, guys, of covering one photo. Why on earth I didn't cover both photos? Who would know? That is my life. I am a bit of a duffer, and I got a big splodge there on the left hand side. I'm going to cover that a little bit, but yeah, I was not impressed that I only covered one photo. I am a duffer. So those little bits of swatches just again helps. It's kind of going out either side of where those circles are headed, and helps to sort of fill up a bit of that white space on the edge. I'm now going to gut a piece of the cardstock. This is the same color that I matted my photos in, and I'm just taking out the center so I can use that for matting and whatever else I want down the track and not waste all my cardstock. I really try to not waste too much over time. Now, because I've done that, I need just to take a little 1/4 of an inch off each side of my layout, and then I can adhere it down. So if you're not been to my page before or watched some of my videos, you might be wondering what I do here with the tape, but it's what I call the dog ears method. So I use tape, I pop it all around the 4 edges of my card there, and then I just lift the corners. I'm straightening out my mat there, but then I just lift the corners of that up. I don't remove too much. It might be an inch and a half of tape, and then once I've got that perfectly centered on my cardstock, I rip out the rest. So there's a little inch or so of cardstock that holds it in place so it doesn't move, and I get it exactly where I want it. Now I am going in there. I said before I got that big splodge over on that left hand side. I put a heart there. It's still green, but it just doesn't look like a big splodge as much as what it did. There's just a few enamel dots, which of course you need on your page, and I think that is done. I'm going back to get one more. There we go, in the center of the flower. Thank you so much, guys, for spending time with me. I hope you've liked this video. I hope you've enjoyed the page. Please leave a like, leave a message, let me know what you think. This is a close-up of the layout, and there will be a still photo that will follow, and again after that there will just be a photo of all the little bits that I created. Now I have many videos creating lots of embellishments and stuff with leftover stickers and stuff, but there will be a little picture of what I created. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.